Hi guys, Steve Lockhart here. Now as promised, I'm going to run through a number of the little tools and tricks and techniques you can use in your self-treatment program. Now you've got yourself the book and the DVD, which is going to explain a good thorough understanding of self-treatment and what you need to do to rebalance your body and to activate some of the problem muscles that you might have, which are causing your body posture to go out. And in doing that, using the book and DVD, you're going to find that you need to target certain areas. The SLM yoga is a great all-over body workout, and it'll help you identify the parts of your body that things are holding tight and restricting your movement or your body from being in a good posture. So the key areas that you're going to have to work on are your legs, your pelvis, and the muscles around your spine and your shoulders. Now there's some exercises in the book which are going to show you how to free up your shoulders, and particularly the underarm swinging exercise, which is a very good one for showing you how to open up the shoulders and get some balance into your neck and shoulders. You'll notice that your shoulders will start to look more level, your head will start to position itself straight, and you'll know that you're creating more of a muscle balance there. But to help it along and to get the movement that you need to do that exercise, I really suggest you use the ball for compression work, which again is noted in that blue book that you've got. So the balls come in different shapes and sizes, and what I tend to like is the firmer solid rubber ball, such as this one. And I picked this up at a $2 shop, or you can get them at Kmart type shops, Coles, that sort of thing. And they're firm solid rubber, so when you lay on them they don't give much. What does give is the muscles in your upper back. I use these ones more for the upper back area because you've got the ribs under the layer of muscle, and so this is a nice broad pressure to be able to apply, and it's very good for targeting when you're working on one side more than the other. So if you've got say you've detected that you've got a tighter right shoulder when you're doing the yoga, you might do backup work with this one through that right upper back area, and that's after you've used the double ball to do the whole spine, as shown in the video that I've given you a link to. So you do your whole back with the rubber ball, and then you might target one side and one area more with the single ball, just to catch it up, if you like, with the rest of the muscles. This one has a little bit more give in it. It's still quite firm, but it has a little bit of give, so it might be good for somebody that's got a bit more sensitive, who is looking for less pressure than you get from the hard ball. Okay. Now you can pick these up at toy stores too. I picked this up at a toy store in my travels, and another one I got was this one, which is a very firm ball. It's one of those bouncy balls that gets quite a bounce on it, and this is very good for the lower back area. So when you're working below the ribs, where you haven't got any rib bone area underneath the muscles, you can come in from the side using this one, as I say, as explained in that blue book that you've got with the self-treatment program. So you're going to do the yoga exercise and go through the whole process, and you're going to figure out from that where your tight areas are. If you free up the upper back and shoulder, the back of the shoulder area close to the spine, you're going to find that has a positive effect right through the whole side and that arm. And again, for the other side, whatever you need more effort on. And as I've mentioned before, you can pick up the balance with a good deep tissue massage. Find someone that gets in deep, works the whole area, all the muscles, and if you combine your deep release work that you do with the ball and then a full massage all over, everything will come together, especially using some of the specific exercises in the blue book for those particular areas. Okay? Now, this one is a really great useful piece of equipment, if you like. It's just rubber strapping. Now I made this using the inner tube of a push bike. So that used to be an inner tube there. It was a circular tube, and I cut the inner tube across, and then I cut the whole length of the tyre along a mark that was on the spine, just to get a nice flat even sheet of rubber. And that's, it's a decent length, good couple of metres. And what you use this for is compression, to work on the muscles in your lower half of your body, because when you're doing the work with the balls, you can't really work on the muscles in your lower body with the balls so effectively. You can target pressure points, and there are some pressure points listed in that blue book in the self-treatment program, which are really useful for releasing general tension out of the lower body. But if you find you've got a short leg, or your pelvis is tilting one way or the other, you really have to correct that. And although the yoga will go a long way to do that, targeting specific muscles on the tight side, so for example, if you've got a short right leg, you might find that the upper leg on the right side has contracted muscles, and you can strap the leg with this. Now, you just wrap it around from the knee up to the hip as best you can. You bind the leg completely, nice and firm, so that you've got like a strangling tension on the muscle, and you leave it on there for about 3 or 4 minutes until you feel the muscle really starting to fatigue and ache and throb underneath the rubber. And obviously the fitter and stronger you are, the more pressure you can apply. If you don't do exercise, if you haven't got a lot of strong fit muscle there, I wouldn't suggest you do it really tight. But if you train, you do a lot of running, maybe play sport, then doing a nice firm strapping tightness around that muscle is what's required to get it to fatigue and really let go. And you can do both legs, but you probably find that it's more important on the leg that's the short one, where you contract it and pulling up into your hip, causing the pelvis to drop on that side. Now that's all explained really thoroughly in that blue book too. But this is a fantastic technique or device you can use to open up that muscle and to get it functional again. And I'd always recommend that you do both sides of the body when you're working on something, okay? So I'd still do the lower leg, and even wrapping the feet. Sometimes people get aching feet, sore feet. You might be on your feet all day, you might just have problem feet like I do, and just because of bunions or whatever, weakness, collapsed arches, all that sort of thing. So this is really good for working on strap the feet up, put it into a bucket of hot water first even to soften all the muscle, then take it out of that, strap it up for 4 minutes, work up the leg as far as it'll go before the rubber runs out, tuck it into itself and just leave it there until you feel the foot starting to throb and the muscle really starting to fatigue from the lack of circulation, and then take it off, plonk it back in the hot water, do the other foot, go back and do the first foot, do the second foot, and after a couple of times, head off to bed, and the next morning your feet will feel brand new. It's a great way to refresh that. But as I say, I'd rather you do both sides of the body when you work on, when you're working on one leg, still do the other one, do the lower leg, the upper leg, and you can even strap the pelvis with this, working just right around your pelvis, from the top of the ilium, the top of the pelvic bone, down as far as it goes around the glutes, nice and tight, and even doing some exercise on the pelvis, like laying on your side and doing a side leg lift, that sort of thing, while you are strapped nice and firm in this. It's very good for getting in deep and helping to get blood flow into the muscles that are tight and causing the pelvis to be out of position and affect your posture. So, I really recommend you doing this in conjunction with the yoga, because the yoga is going to force the activation of the muscles, but this is going to make it all happen a lot quicker by doing the strapping first, okay? Now, one more important use for the rubber strapping is the neck, because a lot of people get problems with their neck when they have back pain, and that's because the whole posture's out and the shoulders drop and the hips drop, and it tends to jam you up in the neck. So to get a little bit of relief from neck pain and stiffness, what you do is you want to fold your rubber strapping or you might have a thinner piece, but you fold it in half like so that it's not so wide, and place it around your neck, holding it like this, and then pull tension onto it. And if you turn your neck into it and just having the tension on it, you use the movement of your head to massage all the neck muscles, and it's really effective. You don't want to do it too much, and you want to do it at night when you're going to bed afterwards, because it does get to a point where you'll get a bit of fatigue and maybe a bit of headachy if you do it early in the day and then you've got to get through the whole day. Okay, so take the tension up here and then pull away and work your neck, both sides. You can move and changing the spot, like I can come down quite low, pulling down like so, and working it up that way. Okay, so try that one as well if you've got any neck problems, and it really does help free all the neck up and makes the strapping very useful in lots of ways. Okay, now you can pick this up from a bike shop, they're free. So you just go in there and say, look, have you got any old inner tubes that I can grab out of your bin? Any time I've ever done it, they've said, yeah mate, help yourself. So you go in there, grab a couple of these, you may as well get as many as you can, and because they do get a bit ripped after a while when you're using them a lot. You can put them through the washing machine if you want to clean them up a bit, but even a bit of soapy water. And this is nice, like become a nice soft rubber now, and that's just through use. So after you've used it a while, it'll start to become very, malleable and like effective. Now you might even find some other rubber strapping somewhere else that will do the same that you'll have to pay for, but if you want a free one, how good's that? You can just go into a bike shop and ask them and they'll give it to you. So you've got your rubber strapping. Everyone should have some of this. Very good for corks or other injuries too, but a lot of that's by the by, it's a bit separate, but this stuff is explained, should be explained as part of the Blue Book, the Self-Treatment Program book, and in conjunction with doing the SLM yoga, which is really important to do that overall balance of the body, okay? Now you may even need to target a specific muscle. You can go and buy these expensive rollers that do this sort of thing and roll the leg out, but look, you can just go to a shop and get a polished broom handle. It's very effective. You cut it about that long and you can just work through a muscle on your legs if you're trying to break up some knots or get a release through those quad muscles, even down the front of your shin. It's a very effective way to do it. It's just a piece of timber. Now you'll pick that up for 10 bucks or so from a hardware shop, cut it up and you've got a few pieces, and there's no need to spend top dollar getting the tools you need to do the self-treatment program. Okay, so these rubber balls, the firm solid ones, they're also really good for working underneath the feet. Okay, so when you're doing the bottom of the foot, you stand on the ball, and again this is explained in the Blue Book, and do the compressions in the bottom of your foot, because if you can release all the tension out of the bottom of your feet, that'll have an effect coming right up through your body. It's like, you've heard of reflexology, and that's what they're doing. They're doing all the point work and stuff on the bottom of the feet to have an effect right up through the body. So it's a really refreshing thing for your energy and stuff to do that. So we have a little pack of tools which is really all you need to do a very thorough job and to really come together with the yoga, with the SLM yoga, with the Blue Book that you get in the self-treatment program to rebalance and align the whole body. Okay? And there's one other thing I just want to show you, and I'll just grab that. Okay, this is a great little bottle of spray. Now this is called Play On. A friend of mine's just brought this out, so it's not been on the market for too long, and to buy it you need to go to playonproducts.com.au to get it. But this is a fantastic pain spray, so if you've got an irritation or an area of your body that's bothering you while you're doing all this self-treatment and you're trying to deal with it, rather than taking the drugs and stuff, spraying this on it, it's all natural, it's all healthy. Spraying this on it, as often as you need it. It does last for a while too. On an area, you could be getting an effect from it for hours and hours if you are like most people. So spraying this on it is a great way to manage your pain while you're doing all this work. I always hope that you won't be in pain too long when you're doing this self-treatment properly, but some people are worse than others, and obviously there's issues that can be stubborn and can require a bit of time. So this is a great management tool. Play On is just a natural spray, and I'd always have a bottle of that handy as well. Okay, so that's about it for you. You have the forum where you can ask any questions, and I encourage you to go in there and sign up and ask questions if you have any about the little tools I use for my self-treatment. Now, I use this stuff every week and I don't have any pain, so it's just a great maintenance thing. And I'd recommend that once you get over your back pain, you still maintain your exercises and you still maintain your little self-treatment techniques to make sure your body stays well away from pain, because everything we do in life tends to build tension into our body and affect our posture. So it's a great idea to do regular maintenance so nothing ever amounts to a case of back pain or sciatica or another injury. The other thing I'll just mention with this strapping is you can also do your arms with that, because when you loosen up the arm muscles, it has a releasing effect on your shoulder. Okay, so if you're getting massage and you're finding the work is quite painful on your muscles, and you do the strapping for a week every day before you go back for your next massage, you'll take a lot of that pain and soreness out of the muscles, and you'll make it easier for the masseuse to get in deeper and have a more releasing effect on it. Alright, so go to the forum, backpain.com.au/forum if you have any questions, and work hard with that self-treatment program. You'll be amazed at the results you can get when you're treating yourself. Don't waste all your money running around to doctors and therapists and paying lots of money for constant appointments, which are probably only giving you a band-aid solution. This is about fixing your posture right from the core and correcting muscle imbalances, and that will eliminate the need for visits to pain therapists forever, hopefully. Okay, good luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.